It's also been changing people's lives in many different aspects. If you're heading away for holidays, you may have thought about going online and renting a room in somebody else's house or even their entire home. These types of short-term rentals are now becoming more and more popular here in China, with some websites recording 5-fold increases in bookings earlier this year ahead of the National Day. Dong Yiling has more.
Terry Zheng is visiting his family in Shanghai. But instead of staying at a hotel for 4 nights, he rents an apartment from a local host found on Xiaozhu.com, a Chinese website where people list and find private accommodations. And Zheng is happy with his new temporary home.
I was searching online and I like this apartment's duplex structure and its lighting. I thought it would be more expensive than a hotel room as it's bigger and has better facilities, but I was wrong. It's actually cheaper here, so I think it's much more cost-effective than a hotel.
This apartment is costing Zheng only about 500 yuan per night. For that price, he'd only be able to afford a 3-star hotel in downtown Shanghai. Jing Guan is the apartment owner. She started listing the space a few months ago and it has been almost fully booked ever since. For Guan, making some extra money from an apartment that had just been sitting idle is just one of the benefits.
I spent 100,000 yuan renovating the place, and it's going to take a while to get the money back. I'm sure I can get it back through long-term or short-term rental. But through short-term rental, I get to meet different people, and they have so many interesting things to share with you. That's the fun part.
The inspiration for local hosts like Guan comes from the US-based short-term home-sharing website Airbnb, which now has listings from property owners in nearly 200 countries and makes money by charging commissions on bookings. Chinese companies started taking up this idea back in 2011, and the business had quickly expanded. Research firm Analysis estimates the market value will grow by 140% this year to nearly 3.6 billion yuan. And will be worth nearly 9 billion in 2 years' time. However, Chinese firms realize they need to do more than copy a foreign business model.
Apart from educating the market like Airbnb, we need to provide more help and service to the homeowners. The concept of interacting more with strangers is not new in the US and Europe, and credit systems in those countries are mature. But in China, industrialization and transformation from a society based around family and acquaintances to one which accepts and includes strangers hasn't been going on very long. So as we develop a more completed credit system, there are other things we need to do to support the business.
Unlike Airbnb, which operates mostly online, Xiaozhu.com runs a larger offline operation to ensure credibility. Officers inspect the properties and there are more frequent checkups with the property owners. Currently, Xiaozhu.com's focus is more on finding hosts in urban areas. Similar plans have been adopted by websites like Mayi.com, but others in the industry are taking a different path. BNBcamp.com, a Shanghai-based startup, has decided to only offer short-term accommodation near tourist attractions.
Business travelers need convenience. The hotel market is well developed here, so people going on business trips will choose hotels before short rental apartments. Secondly, tourists from less developed regions tend to go on group tours in the destination cities, and so the short-term rental business doesn't have much room there either. I think what offers greater opportunities for us in the future will be bringing urban travelers to more personalized places with rich folk customs. There is greater demand for short-term rental in that segment.
So instead of looking for individual hosts, Huang and his team are working more closely with existing bed and breakfast owners in suburban Shanghai and in Zhejiang. The website now has listings from more than 100 different accommodation providers. Investors see good potential in the online short-term rental business, targeting a more focused segment of the tourist market.
Companies acting as middlemen for online rental can get commission from the landlord and from the tenants. Their business model is quite clear, but I think the companies will have to work on smaller market segments to differentiate themselves from Airbnb.
Zhao says apart from accommodation near tourist attractions, focusing on those in the countryside or even near overseas sightseeing spots would be good for existing short-term accommodation rental companies. According to research firm analysis, for the first half of this year, Tujia.com, Xiaozhu.com, and Mumiao.com were China's top 3 players for online short-term rental business. Dou Yiling, ICS for CCTV, Shanghai.